I'm gonna open up Steam and take a little look around because, yeah, I don't really have much of a plan today. Like, I knew I wanted to stream. I do have things to do. Like, I'm not getting a train. For once, Mello isn't getting a train. It's a trainless day for me. But, I'm moving house basically in a couple of weeks, and there's a bunch of like tidying and packing that I've got to do in the meanwhile. And some of that I left for today and then didn't do. So I'm gonna have to do that. I'm also just not planning on streaming for long. I wanted to stream, but this is kind of like a, I don't know, kind of like a little slow down kind of stream. Like last week I finished Final Fantasy X. Finally. After like 9 months. And probably next week I'm gonna start Silent Hill 2. In fact, almost definitely next week. And then depending on how cool and fast I am, I could have Silent Hill 2 finished by the end of July. And that would mean 2 games this year and not just 1. But yeah, so I'm streaming today. But I don't know what. I did narrow it down, so I have a couple of things downloaded. I was gonna just kind of look at what I have downloaded on Steam, but in fact, what I can do, I have like a Steam categorization system. Just for all of my folders of games, so I'm just gonna move Final Fantasy X out of there. As for what I'm playing, I have a game called GOROGOA installed, which seems to just be like a visual puzzle game, and I'm very tempted to play that. In fact, I'm gonna launch that, and that's what we're gonna do. I do also have Stanley Parable installed. It's just I feel like Stanley Parable is too compelling a game to just sort of decide on a whim. Right, I don't want full screen. Oh, lovely. This is a game that lets you resize pretty freely. That's delightful. Okay, let's figure this out. Ladies, I am late. No, you are not. Don't worry about it. I've not even figured out what I'm playing. I say that. Okay, so I wasn't really sure for today. I knew I wanted to stream. I knew I didn't want to start Silent Hill 2, but I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to do. So I had a quick look through my Steam library for games that I have bought kind of with the intention of streaming, but are shorter ones. So I narrowed it down to Stanley Parable and like a visual puzzle game called, it's either, I think it's GOROGOA is how I'm going to choose to pronounce it. And I'm gonna go with GOROGOA because I'm kind of fancying like a little visual puzzle game. The second I find it too hard though, I'll probably switch to something else. Be playing Mario Kart World in the background. I would have loved to stream Mario Kart World today. I really would have loved to. It's just that because I'm sharing, like Party and I bought a Switch 2 to share, and it doesn't really make any sense. It didn't really make any sense for me to bring it back to where I am now, just for a couple of days and then take it back. So, Party is currently playing. That checks out. I do not blame him. If I had the Switch 2 on me right now, I would also be playing Mario Kart World. It's really fun. I've been really liking it. I'm not good at it. In fact, I'm probably worse at it than I am Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but it's more fun. Like, even not being good at it, there's just something about the bounciness of Mario Kart World that's just really nice. I really like it. I don't know what other people's opinions are. Like, I don't know if it's been well received. I feel like some people are complaining that the Grand Prix mode, because you kind of don't get to do like full laps around each course because you end up doing the travel too. that the Grand Prix mode isn't really a good way to get to know any of the maps, which I understand, but also, like, the journey to the track is part of a route, you know? Like, that's part of the thing to learn. Even if they do tend to be more, like, straightforward lines and stuff. But yeah, let's load this game up. Let's find it. There it is. It's not visible. That's annoying. Hold on. GOROGOA EXE, why are you not getting picked up? There we go. There we go. There we go. Stretch the screen. There we go. Oh my god, like, I feel like Twitch chat is going to be completely illegible playing this game. I'll keep it for now, but it feels like generally a bad idea. Also, I might just use keyboard and mouse for this game. I got my controller out, but it doesn't really seem like there's any point. Ooh. Okay, so there is music. Let's figure out how loud it is. That'll do, let's stick with that for now. It's very fun, I'm enjoying it. My only complaint is that you can't play online without the intermissions. I think it's fine for Grand Prix because Versus exists, but not being able to do 3 lap races online just feels kind of shit, to be fair, and put me off. That's fair. That's fair. I feel like that's the kind of thing it'd be nice that if they, like, expanded on that in the future. Like, if they... Because I don't see why they wouldn't just have more modes. You know? It just feels like a very easy thing to do, to just add in a couple more mode options. I haven't really done any of the online, though, Trash, because I'm very convinced that, like, if I even try, I will find it really difficult and I will just do badly. Okay. Okay, he's looking at a fish. What are we looking at, buddy? We're looking at fish. We're looking at people praying to a bottle of water, a bowl of water. Oh! Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Okay. Okay. Whoa, okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? This is deeply confusing. I know nothing about this game, but it's also, like, kind of fascinating. Okay. So they're, like, completely detached now. Ooh! What is this? Am I, like, assembling a story here? Hold on. Okay. This is really confusing to me. Oh, wait. I can zoom out of, like, different spots. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it is a bowl. It is a bowl. It was people worshipping a bowl. That's good to know. Ooh! Oh, whoa. Okay, wait, so this person needs a bowl of things, so I'm taking them to it? Okay, so they need fire first. Let's figure that out. Wait, because that's a branch, so that would connect. But then I don't know what I would do with that. Does the bird just want to eat the apple? You can eat the apple, buddy. Okay. They're connected. Oh, and then that drops the apple in. This is so fascinating. I don't think I really knew what to expect of this game. This is so much more thinking than I think I mentally have in me, but let's give it a go anyway, why not? So that was chapter 1. Whatever the hell that was. It exists in versus, why is it not an option? Yeah, it just feels like they really, they created a Mario Kart game with the potential for lots of different formats of race, and then they just picked about 2 of them and then moved on. Courses have to link together and how the courses are randomized with votes. You can get stuck in a corner of the map playing the same 4 tracks on repeat. Yeah, that is rough. I haven't done any of the online, so I haven't experienced that, but it almost feels like there should maybe be less, I don't know. It should be that you get given maybe a list of routes and that's what randomizes at the beginning rather than like randomizing in such a way that you just get stuck where you are. Because that does sound really boring to just be trapped doing like, I don't know, even a good track over and over again would be boring. Okay. So that's a wardrobe. Let's click over here. Okay. Let's just do some clicking. Ooh, okay. So that can go on top of that, but there's currently nothing to take. Bit of a wonder. Okay. Okay, that almost looks like it's leading towards this. There's like a green eye and a pencil. Okay. So there's some amount of getting from there to there. Let's have a bit and explore. I don't know with this game how much. Oh, okay, yeah. So I pop the little character in there. And then I collect him. And then he can go all the way around to the garden. Oh, that's the apple from earlier, okay. I've lost my little friend though. My friend has just wandered off into the garden. Ooh. Ooh! Okay, so that's for later. That's something. This reminds me a lot of Storyteller. I can see that. I feel like it's got that kind of, you know, I guess simply that kind of storybook layout. Oh, it just wants me to click on that so I can follow along. Okay. So there's currently bricks in the way. I don't know how a person would destroy some bricks. Not like that. Okay. Ooh. Oh my god, okay. Oh, there's too many layers now. I don't even know how to put into words, like, thinking about this as I go along. I feel like I'm not thinking. I feel like I'm just kind of blindly clicking around. But it's coming together so far. Also, hello, Bright. That's not my name. Fun fact. Fun fact, I don't have a name. Okay, so that isn't like an empty spot. However, that is. Ooh! I took it out of the frame and into there. That's delightful. Okay, so there's the statue. What's this game? How does it work? So there's no like instructions when you load it up. So what I'm picking up is that it's kind of like a puzzle game where you have these kind of like frames basically, and you have to kind of move these frames around to get this character to like collect some stuff. Like look at that. So that's become something separate and it's revealed like this frame here. Which is a scary apocalypse world. Okay, cool. Okay, what can we click on? There's some greenery over there. That does not an apple make though. Oh my god, look at that. What am I looking at? Oh! Oh! Oh, that's sick! Wait, so that puts you onto just like this creature. So if I swap that over there, I can make an apple with that. That's so cool! Same question I did, or what am I looking at? This game is very what am I looking at core. Very, maxing? Very, what? That's definitely the vibe. These were the instructions. I had to find the door, open the door, go get the apple, and then make an apple from it. They weren't lying, straight up. So this door almost seems to be like giving me some tips. So for this one, I want to put like a star. I want to put this over a star or something. Okay, my guy. Okay, I get it. I get it. I understand. I understand that you are somehow a vision that this one person is having in their apocalypse house. And they're thinking of dragons as well. Aren't we all, bestie? Silent Hill 2 when? Silent Hill 2 next week. I needed, you know, I was gonna say I needed a break from big games that require my brain. I feel like this game requires my brain even more, but in like a different way, you know? It's like, it's silly. What am I looking at there? Okay. Okay, so that's not one of those where if I move it around I get to see different components. That's all of it. However, this is giving me like, I need to go find the second half of the shelf vibes. Or, okay, so I lit up the room. How does that help me? I can just see the same things but bigger. Oh, I guess it gives me the mirror. And there's another star there. And there's also this lamp, which I can, which is like a separate thing and is also a second part of a shelf. Ooh! Oh my god, this is so fun. This must, I feel like this is such a playable game. Until I run into some problem where the solution is really obvious and I don't get it. This is just so like silly. Look at this. Okay. Okay, you make fun of this as such a playable game, but I feel like some games are very watchable. Like, I've been watching Penny Parker play Deltarune over the past, like, week, and having watched more of Penny Parker playing Deltarune, I can confidently tell you, Deltarune... This isn't a bad thing, by the way. Deltarune is not a playable game. It is. I know that sounds stupid. I know people play it and enjoy it. And I know that people actively like the gameplay, but Deltarune is so watchable. It's so like, you know, picking up the story and the characters is like 90% of an enjoyment a person can get out of it. Whereas something like this is very like, I feel like my brain is doing things. I feel like my brain is clicking the buttons and hovering over stuff. And that's really silly and fun. Oh, and I've like changed the thing on the shelf. Oh, that's so fun. I have no idea what is happening. This appears fairly whimsical. It's very whimsical. It's basically move things around the game and I'm loving it. Okay, so that's like a cloud. That's like some rocks. And this is some pencils. So let's just try some things out. This also kind of looks like a cloud. Let's zoom in on the two cloud-like things. It looks like that kind of generates like a box. Not a box of like cotton wool? Rocks in one box to tip it the other way. That's so smart. The weight, like, okay, so let's change the weight. Let's do that. So we want the heavier thing on this side. Let's put those rocks in there. And let's put this over here. Although it might be more of like a balance thing. So this one might have to be... Yeah, because that tips it too far the other way. Okay, I see the vision. I see the vision. So this one wants to be the nails. Because everybody knows nails heavier than cotton but lighter than rocks. Although that seems to have not worked. Unless it has. Unless... Oh, unless... Unless it just needed to be the other way so that it was the correct angle for the light. This is so fun. This is so whimsical. Is it too late to abort Mellow? Yes, it is. It actually is. It's a good, like, 24 years too late. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Ooh! Also, I don't know how audible it is because I can't quite tell if I have the music at a good level, but the scary noise that plays when that kind of dragon creature is about is really enjoyable. Okay, so he's thinking about a moth to a flame. He's thinking about a thing that's pointing this way. And he's then thinking about some other stuff. Oh! The other stuff is the thing I want. Sick. Off he goes to find that horse mermaid statue. Horse statue with a mermaid tail. A classic and friendly animal. Oh, lovely. It's a different person in a study. They're studying together, everyone. Look. This is so cute. They're friends. Ooh, okay. Oh my god, what is even going on? Right, let's explore a little. Yeah, so that's the same as always. That's another light. I'm assuming what we want to do is get a light there so that we can try and encourage that moth out. What else can we look at? So that's the only thing in this room is over there. Okay. In this room, we have that. We have the boiler. Ooh. Oh, hold on. We have an ominous thudding noise. Great. Okay, so there's nothing I can really do with that one. Can I? I'm assuming there's no way I can, like, collect rocks. What else is he thinking of? Ooh! Oh, it's another one of those! Oh, lovely. Look at that. That's the moon. I could make it the moon if it was behaving. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that moth does not like that. Doesn't seem to be enough, though. That almost looks like we now need some rocks, if you ask me. Okay. So, what have we got over here? I don't really see what I can do with that right now. The light over the lamp on the shelf. I don't think there's anything I can do with this light anymore. Oh, however, that might just fall in. No. I was hoping that it would just fall into the frame. But that is not the case. It won't let me overlay that. I mean, unless it'll let me overlay in that position. Because there's definitely more rocks falling from the ceiling. Oh! Oh my god, that becomes like one thing. What do I do with that? What do I do with that information? Oh, wow. Okay. So it's that I almost need to get a rock, like, over here or something. I don't know if there's anything I can do with that, though. It's given me the option to zoom in, but doesn't seem like there's anything I can do with the zoom once I've got it. This one is confusing me. Is there anything else I can interact with? Or I guess... No, because that is fixed on the star now. And then once that's lit up, I can't zoom out. Yeah, let's see what's going on in the moth room. It's definitely highlighting that I need to break some stuff. So I can zoom in on the moths. And I can zoom out again. Ooh, okay, okay. This is what we needed. Look at this. So... is there any way we can connect this to this somehow? That is the question. Because that's the... oh, the yellow stripe! You're so right. So... there's a green and there's a brown up there. but then what? Okay, so I can connect these like this. And I can also connect the other layer. But once I've got them connected, I don't know what to do with it. There's also this yellow banner. Hold on, that's the trick. There we go. And then I think it gives me enough time. Because then that falls. Okay, that's really cute. Okay, so I need to let it collect the rock, and then I need to zoom in. And I need to... Oh, wait, hold on. I had a plan there and it immediately fell apart. Yeah, so I need to collect the rock and then I zoom out here. I put this up here. Then it's gonna fall down. At which point, I connect it up here. And it'll hit onto the glass. Perfect! That was really fun! That one really messed with my brain. That one required some thinking. Because now we have to make it the star again so that the moth will care. Because otherwise this moth does not care. Oh, there was some gameplay released for RE9? Really? Like more than just the trailer? That's delightful. Love this moth. Okay. Then I think those two look like they connect, but I guess they don't quite. Maybe it needs to be on the other side. Yeah, there we go. So it's a bit of a transition from like light to dark. Okay, delightful. So now the bowl has even more little swirly things. That's lovely. Okay, so where does this go? This just goes over there to connect it. Then there's the swirlies. Also, I am going to quickly Google RE9 footage. I almost don't believe you, Bright, but I also don't see how this could be a trick. Gameplay? Oh. Oh, from IGN? No. Okay, hold the phone. We're watching this now. Sorry, Resident Evil is important.
What's good, everyone? Michael and Matt here at some...
Wait, is this just... It's just the trailer again? No, okay, hold on. Sorry for disrupting the stream? No, this is never a disruption. This is important. This is Resident Evil. Hold on. There we go. You've also reminded me that I should change my category to GOROGOA. You know, just in time to stop playing GOROGOA and to watch this instead.
Game Fest, and we just played Resident Evil Requiem. We don't have too much to show on video for you, but we do want to talk about our gameplay experience. So, Matt, can you walk us through what
people play gameplay or discussing it? That's cool.
About 30 minutes, and we took control of the new protagonist, Grace Ashcroft, who is a FBI investigator, and obviously, you know, she wakes up in this spooky abandoned hospital.
I love Grace. It's still quiet. Hold on.
Gore and gutsy viscera things seem to have happened, but we don't really know the full story. We just know that she wakes up in this abandoned-looking hospital. It's very scary, and as she sort of explores these hallways, you know, in the nurses' stations, there's like blood everywhere, but it's also very like Resident Evil, like the...
Okay, hold on. Show me new footage. Show me new footage. I've seen the trailer. I love it. I love the trailer, but give me footage. This is all the same so far. They implied they had any footage, but they're just looping the trailer.
Yeah. Resident we've gotten in DLC, so it's not unfamiliar. No, obviously the
this is just Village
that we've gotten in the past are all third person, but quite sneaky.
We've seen Village. We know what Village looks like.
first happens. It's still
I think they're going to be survival horror, more actiony, and I feel throughout is.
Oh my god, it's looping again!
But regardless, see how you
show me something new.
He's that Ethan Wicks in this.
Okay, well that's not footage. However, I feel like Sphere Hunter. I've seen Sphere Hunter videos before. We can check. We can just check for if there is any footage, but I very much doubt it. You know what? In fact, those are some videos for later. Those are some treats for later, when I can sit and listen. But it's good to know that there's some new information. I'll take anything. February feels like ages away. And I've got to get through Silent Hill 2 and Silksong between now and then, because Silksong will definitely release between now and then. 100%. Okay, what are you thinking of, my guy? Something more to do with stars, clocks, stuff like that. Ooh, okay. So, again, this looks like it's some kind of instructions, maybe? Oh my goodness, even the clock separates out? That is crazy. Okay. So, there's that. There's also these. So, are those the only clickable things? What are you implying with this one? That doesn't seem to be anything, but I guarantee that this is. Okay, we've made a new time! Yippee! Oh, okay, so it wants a blue one there, and then it wants a red one the other way. Is that a thing we can achieve? Well, there's a blue one, but it's not necessarily in the right direction. What else have we got in here? Oh, we have another light. Oh! Oh, hold on. So because this is magnetic, it pulls the direction. Okay, so is that... I think this is just explaining that the blue arm will move in the direction of the star. Okay. Just to check, this doesn't do anything with the direction of the star. No, okay. So we'll leave that there. And it doesn't then move. Okay. So there's that, and then we also need... We need a red one. Somehow. I don't think there's anything. Oh, I'm so wrong. There is something over here. But that one doesn't seem to be moved by this. Is there anything else that's clickable in here? Okay, so it's just this. And I need to move that somehow. That seems to change with temperature. Oh. Oh, interesting. Okay, what else have we got to explore? Interesting, a fire. Something hot. But I can't seem to overlay that. But I think I'm on the right path with the heat. I just maybe need to figure out a better way. Like, will that... That doesn't burn that in any capacity. Oh, yeah! Zooming out on the red dial extends that into one thing. Okay. But then I've got this funky issue. I don't have an issue even because that overlays on that. That overlays on that. And then that's the correct time. That's so fun. That is ridiculous. Okay, and then I think it's this then that we want over there. This is so fun. I can't believe I've had this in my Steam library for so long and I haven't touched it. This is delightful. Okay. This thing has made us work for it, I can tell you that. Okay. Oh, he's asleep. Is he okay? You okay, buddy? He seems to be doing well. There's a couple of suspicious looking books over there, but I'm sure those aren't for me to think about. If I'm remembering right, our little friend should be over there. So off they go. Happy moths. Silksong came early. There are moths in my game. Silksong realized I was at work. Okay, but also, not to be pessimistic, but how real is Silksong? I know that it was announced that Silksong is going to be available on day one when the new Xbox like handheld is available. But I can't remember if they gave a date for that. Okay, yeah, you've got water. You've got the blue one. Ooh. Oh wow. Okay, so that leads into this one. But I can click on them all. That's interesting. So I need to take this little character into this maybe? Ooh, okay. He's dreaming of him falling. Oh no! Oh fuck! Oh shit! We have to save him! He's falling and the scary dragon thing is there. Ooh! Oh my god, okay. There are layers now. What am I looking at? Right, hold on. So this is a bigger component of this map, isn't it? So I think I had to click on there and click on here. That map is... It's that bit over there, isn't it? No, it's not. It's not. It's by some trees. I'm not actually sure that that matches up with the map that I have. They made the pictures open world. They did. I got this whole world to explore. Oh my god, there's so much. Oh! That's it! That's crazy! I stumbled into that, I guess. Okay, so yeah, so that gets used to unlock that door. So we can head into that frame and we see the scary creature again. The scary creature made it nighttime in Scary Town. Ooh, okay. God, there's a lot of guys on frame to manage right now. Okay, so what have we got going on here? I can zoom in on this, but then there's nothing to do. And I can't zoom in any further. So let's do that, and then let's have a little bit of an explore. So there's that one. Ooh, okay, okay. Okay, I think I maybe see the vision. Kinda. So that's all I can zoom in on there. And what's in this final one? It's a guy releasing butterflies from a pan. Okay. First thought is assuming that he was going to be cooking them. Oh yeah, because it's on a cogwheel. So there's a clock over here. Oh, okay, there's also this. I need to find, like, the bottom of a cog, basically, that's moving. So I can get that turning from the looks of it. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I think I found it. But what to do with it is the better question. Because I can't separate it out. Ooh, okay. So they then connect and he can walk in and ring a bell. This is the most we've had connected. Oh! That's so fun! So that's why he keeps walking, because that's what turns it. So that's the bit I needed to swap. He can stop now. Thanks, buddy. You really helped me out here. Oh, shit, no. He needs to rotate it again. The first turn was the correct one. Okay, well, we might just have to sit here a moment. Just to check, out of paranoia. Yeah, no, because he needs it lower, the poor guy, the poor fellow. Okay. So it needs to go back around to the top and then round to the left. The date for the handheld is Holiday 25. I can't read his name. Guy who does social stuff for Team Cherry said in the Discord that Silksong isn't tied to any console as a launch title and will be out before Holiday. Okay. So, still, it's just confirmed 2025, I guess. By the latest Holiday. But somewhere in that range. There you go. Enjoy your little walk. They're both walking. Good for them. They're a walking team. Right. Oh, and I can click on this one as well. What's going on here? Oh, there's so much to click on this one. Ooh. Can't believe we got Deadpool. Yeah, that was the one that was saved till last, wasn't it? Wasn't there something like... Something you've all... Oh, no. Deadpool mentioned Silksong. Which I think was incredibly brave. I think that was a scary, brave thing to do. Okay. So we need to get a door for that guy so he can leave. That seems like it could be useful, but it's not giving me anything at the minute. What about this one? Okay. Interesting. So, let's do a bit more of a zoom out. Maybe this one? No, that doesn't need to be done anything with there. I might also just have a... I think these are the only things we can interact with here. That's the green one, but we also have this one over here in the mountains. With a guy climbing the stairs. Okay, he's not making a start. He's making a start, but there's not really any stairs for him to go at the minute. Okay. So that's that. What have we got in here? This is also stairs, but not stairs that match up. But there is also a door. But that also doesn't match up. Okay. Good to know. That seems to match up. Okay. But it's also just a wall. Poor guy. Oh no, he got in! He got in! I just had to give him his space, give him his freedom to kind of explore a little bit. Ooh! Oh, that is just gorgeous. Okay, so he's hanging out over there now, and he needs another staircase to get back over. So, don't think there's anything else. I think that's just him over there. I love how unknowably complex this feels, but also it's super rewarding to figure stuff out. Yeah, like, I can't imagine how difficult it must have been to piece this all together making it, so that everything feels like you're solving it, but also everything feels like once you've solved it, it just feels so obvious. Which is just so cool. Like, I can't believe people made this. Okay, so I need this rotated. This needs to get rotated, / I need to somehow rotate that one. But I have a feeling that it's going to be the whole thing. And I think I know exactly how to do it. Let's go back to that garden, because if I'm remembering right, there is someone turning a wheel. Yeah, okay, so that one needs to be at the top. What's that one? That's the stairs that are equal level, so the one on the left needs to be at the top. And here's what we do. I think. Yeah. Because then it'll turn around once he's messed with his candle. Ooh. Okay, I think that's correct. It just kept going for a minute, right. See, because now I can just do that. And he has no stairs. I see now the problem. Okay. So I need some stairs. And I remember where we saw some stairs. There were some stairs in the mountain. Let's figure out how we get these stairs to my guy. Cause what is that shape? That shape matches something else. 2 more turns. No, you're totally right. I was being really stupid. I was thinking that if we rotated it, they wouldn't be at the right angle, but that's not correct because they would rotate fine. Right, let's take it back. Let's take it all the way back to the fields. It might just be upside down. You make a good point. You make a compelling argument. I was just very convinced that if it rotated, it would somehow rotate to like being upside down would put the doors out of whack, but that's not how rotation works. Okay, so that one just needs to be at the bottom. So it'll go around, but it should just stick at the bottom. No, okay, but it'll do another rotation. It'll work its way down. So it's on the next one that I need to just stop it. There we go. And then... Perfect. There you go, my guy. I'm sorry I didn't give you your stairs on your first try. I'm sorry you were stairsless. Ooh. Oh, okay. And speaking of stairs, now I know where we got those stairs from. Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. A ceramic plate on a shelf? Gorgeous. Incredible. Right, let's go to that mountain. I've got things to do in this mountain. I've got a couple guys to connect. Ooh, okay, but that's not quite right. What do I need to do with you? And why does that kind of shape look familiar? Okay, so that's just some of the art. This is potentially compelling. What's going on in here? Oh, okay, so this is one that I can zoom in on. This is what I need, but I need this rotated. And that is the question. How do we rotate this one? I love this so much. I think this game is amazing so far. This is great. This is like a perfect evolution of what puzzles should be. This is a delicious puzzle game. Okay. Okay. See, now that's a familiar shape if I've ever seen one. So I need that. And then I need that. I can't remember where it needs to be rotated. But I'm just gonna take it off on the first time he pauses. Let's just trust that that was enough. But I actually can't remember. So it isn't that one. It's not that one, because that's where we came from. It's not this one? No, okay, no, it is this. I just didn't zoom in. Yeah, okay, because now that's the correct way around. And he can walk down. That's so lovely. I love putting shapes into the right place. I love shapes and colors. Okay. So I've taken him all the way around there. This is where he's off to next, and I have a feeling that he can just walk. Good for him. I feel bad for the guy in the bottom left who I've just left to perpetually walk these stairs. I could take the stairs away from him and I just haven't. Why does he look perplexed? What am I missing? Okay, he got the ball. Oh, and it shattered the plate? Ooh, okay, okay. I don't know why that felt as cool as it did. So I think I've used all of them now, haven't I? I used the trees. I used all of those. So let's zoom out a little. Let's see if there's anything new to interact with this guy. No! Oh, he's still thinking of the falling. There was another book. There was that one on the right we didn't end up using, did we? Okay. That is interesting. There's nothing more with the books from the looks of it. It won't let me zoom in on those anymore. Ooh. He's doing what we're doing. He's rotating all of his shapes around. Man, a man after my own heart. He loves his shapes and colors. Okay. Okay. So there's that. And that's the only thing in here. But those things don't behave. Oh! Fuck, I turned him into a coin. I actually didn't mean to do this. Please believe me. I didn't mean to turn him into a coin. I wanted him to live. I didn't want to coin him. Is this all the same guy? It feels like it, doesn't it? It feels like this is the story of this poor fellow's life. Right, okay. What are we doing with this coin? Does he need it? Is that the solution? Ooh, okay. We just take him to the train stop. And also there's this coin. I haven't figured that one out yet. Get coined. Get coined, loser. That's what you get for sitting in your room solving the puzzles. Puzzles are for me to solve, not you. Okay. Ooh, lovely. Lovely as always, this game. Fantastic job. Where did he go? Where did my friend go? Oh, he's there. He's there. Oh, and it looks like he needs to pay with a coin I stole from a man. That doesn't sound bad, actually. When I put it like that, it just sounds like I took a coin from him. as opposed to what I actually did, which was I turned him into a coin. Oh! Stop! This is delightful. Oh my god, I can zoom in on so much of this. What do I even begin with? Because he's just going in loops, the poor fella. So... So is that a... Okay, so those aren't holes. We have got this, though. But that's just where he needs to go. This has pulled me away from Mario Kart. It's really compelling. It's really compelling. Like, more than I expected. And I've wanted to play this a while. Okay. So, what's going on over here? Oh my god, so much is going on over here. Oh my god, so much is going on. We have a little door. If we put him through here, we'll turn him into a little mouse. I guess that's where he needs to end up. In the meanwhile... Oh. Interesting. So... Stop! Because then it turns into the green. And then he's on the green path. I fixed it. I solved it. And that's it. That's actually all it takes for him to get over the railway. That's crazy. You know, one thing I will praise this game for, and I can imagine other people not liking it, is that, like, so far, once you've solved, like, a thing, you don't have to repeat the thing that you've just solved. Like, I was expecting that I was going to have to go looking for another way to change a different part of the track. And I'm kind of glad that I didn't have to. Because, you know, what would have been the point? That was just nice. Yeah, and then his train arrived. Good. Good for this game. Have you played Grid? It's really cheap on Switch right now and I don't know whether to get it. I bought it, actually. I bought it to play on the plane to Japan. And then I played it for like half an hour. And I don't know. It wasn't connecting the way that this game has. I enjoyed what I played of it, but I made like no progress. I couldn't even tell you what it's about. Like, it was a little bit like platform puzzle solving. Was what it felt like I was doing anyway. Okay. What have we got going on over here? A ladder? Well, that reminds me of something. So I need to get him over here so he can climb up the ladder? That's so nice. Okay. That seems to have some green on it. Ooh, my guy, what does this tell me? Oh, that's what it tells me. I shouldn't have doubted him. Okay, so we've got a blue hand. We've got a red hand. And we've got a hand going up. What else have we got going on in here? That's like a different version of this room with that door. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I don't know how much these hands are supposed to be telling me anything. Well, let's just test it out. No harm in that. Let's see what happens when it's blue. Oh, he goes that way. Which I have a feeling he didn't enjoy. Poor fella. Okay. So I can send him this way, but there's not really anything to do there. It's just a bunch of rubbish. And I don't think there's anything I can, like, disconnect here. There's just a red ladder. which that one doesn't seem to connect to anything up here. Interesting. Oh, I can go up here as well. But I think that's... Did I start up here? Oh, that's the fruit. That's the fruit he wants. Okay. God, this one's stumping me. I think we can solve it. The ladder... So, this yellow one connects beautifully to that. But I... And then I'm assuming that what I can do with the red one, maybe, is... But that would need flipping, so I don't really know what I do with either of those. I feel like I need to get him in there somehow. And the only real thing it's given me right now are these. So I tried blue. Let's try purple. Let's just try up. Let's see if he understands what I mean by up. It's just I feel like I need him to go down there, you know? Let's see if there's anything I can, like, take away or, like, pull apart a bit. Or even, do those connect? Just feels like it wouldn't. Let's give it a go. Because maybe if I tell him to go right, he'll walk into here? No, he doesn't. Poor fella. Oh, hold on. You know what that is? There's that piece there. So I can connect that as well, but... Oh, I think that's just what I used earlier to get him on the right track, so that's fine. This has got to be something. Doesn't connect with this in any way, does it? Because it almost seems in many ways like a little like smaller version of this. Oh, I think I figured it out. Yeah, because then that connects via the yellow. So then I can tell him to go left. And then he walks across. I don't really know what he does when he's in here. I guess he just thinks about scissors. Okay, so I'm just giving him instructions on where to go. Okay. Okay, you think about scissors while I figure this out. I don't think he can go down. I don't think he understands what I mean by that. But that doesn't connect. Is there anything else that does at that point? So let's have a look. I'm just trying to see if there's any way I can tie that little yellow rope in to make that the same, or if what I should be trying to look for is the paper. Because there's like paper leading off there. Okay. Okay, so yeah, it's the paper that connects. And then I need to tell him to go left. Thank goodness he listens to me. And that's how I get him into the tiny door. God knows if he's gonna become big in the garden. I kind of doubt it, to be honest. Like, he's in here, but isn't he tiny now? He is, he's tiny! Okay, well, he needs to climb up a red ladder, presumably. And he's thinking about things rotating? Oh, hold on. Maybe, no, that wouldn't work how I think. This This isn't Final Fantasy X-2. What am I supposed to do with myself? That's reasonable, honestly. I would love to lie to you and tell you that I debated playing it. But I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that. That would be a lie. We watched, at the end of last stream, we watched the opening cutscene of Final Fantasy X-2. And it did kind of go crazy. It was kind of really good. But I just don't think I can bring myself to do it. I just don't think... I know, as far as I'm aware, it's not as big a game as Final Fantasy X. But I mean, 10 took me like 9 months of streaming. I just can't do that to myself again, you know? Okay. There's gotta be something to do with those shards, but let's have a look in here. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, it's another one of these. Lovely. I think once I've found the correct one... Oh, okay. That tells him to go right. I think that's what I want, because then I think he'll go to the other ladder? No, he just gives up. My guy, you have to be a bit more committed to the grind, you know? Right. I don't want to send him back through there. Maybe it is just enough to connect it to, like, any ladder? Because it looks like I can tell him to go up. So, maybe if I do that, he'll start, but it doesn't connect because it's not the same. So what happens is I need to flip this around, but I can't really see any way of doing that. The other ladder is, yeah, because that just gets him up here, the poor guy. And I don't think there's anything else I can click on here other than, like, this area. Let's see if it lets me zoom out a bit. I never debated playing it either. I have zero rhythm. Is it a rhythm game? There's, like, a rhythm game component? Because that's kind of wild. It's like I need to separate this one out. Okay, unless... No, because they don't connect. I was going to say, unless I send him up the ladder, and then I try to connect it to this one. That works. I need to send him over there, basically. Because there's nothing I can do with that. So that's where he is. I've used that one. I don't think there's any way to rotate this. And I don't think I can tell him to go... Oh, no, I think I figured it out. Okay. I'm either really stupid or really smart. So, the plan is we tell him to go up. But once he goes up, we look up and then the ladder connects. So when he comes back down, he's coming down on the correct ladder, at which point he'll hopefully hover there so I can put him onto the yellow ladder, which gets him back to being normal sized. That was really good. That felt fun. I felt stupid for a second, but it felt fun. Okay. And he's gone up the little door. Up he goes. And he's got his little purple fruit. Proud of you, King. You did great. And, if I'm right, I think that's all of the little fruits he needs in his bowl. Oh, but he's missing something? Yeah, that's what. You need to think of taking the bowl to your granddad / future self. Good for him. He collected those orbs. He collected the shit out of those orbs. Oh, okay, suddenly it all feels a little scary. Oops. The orbs summoned the creature? This sounds fine. This all seems very normal. Oh, I think I doomed him. I turned his granddad into a coin and then I sent him to hell. It's loading, I can't do anything with him. He's just gonna fall and die. Oh. He fell from the tower and then couldn't walk? And then the apocalypse started. Yes, yes, of course. And then they rebuilt it. At which point he's an old man thinking about how that one time he broke those orbs. Ooh. Oh, whoa. Okay, hold the phone. So, I just go find another lamp, don't I? I just find a lamp for this moth. Or the moth is gonna fly to the star? Oh, cool, okay. I mean, I couldn't for a second tell you what's happening right now, but it's nice. So there's the one. This is him as an old man. This is the man that I turned into a coin. What's going on with him? We're rebuilding, we're bringing it all back. There we go. Oh my goodness, it's going through all the layers. That feels correct, okay. So we made the purple one. This is him recovering from his fall, I guess. Where are we looking at? Where are we dropping? He's thinking of the scary beast. The scary beast and his scary fall. And the big red. The big red in the sky. So he fell off this tower and then there was a horrible apocalypse? This one... That one doesn't seem to want to solve itself. Okay, let's move on to a different one. Am I missing something there? The second I zoom out, it just... Oh, I'm being stupid. That's why. Oh, because this is all the rotations from earlier. So I need to rotate something down here. I think the dragon destroyed everything. And yeah, he's walking with his bell. Okay, he should rotate my spheres for me now. Oh no, I need him to stop. Okay, cool. I think I need him to stop anyway. because I need to... Oh, well, maybe I just have to keep him in there. Oh, yeah, I have to keep him in there. That's fine. Okay. And then there's one left, so... Separate it out. This one is horribly burned. Oh my god, there is a lot to zoom in on there. And that's it, that's all of the orbs for the second time. What were the orbs supposed to do? They made the sun? Oh, they made the scary dragon! Fuck, I don't want to be the scary dragon anymore. I'm sorry, this is all because I turned that one guy into a coin. I feel terrible. I feel bad that I ever did it. Oh, wow. I think that's the whole game. That's lovely. What a banging game. Thank you, Jason Roberts, and everyone else. Really trying to not make fun of someone's name. All I'm saying is, there was a very central, make-funnable name here, and I won't point it out. We can all just come to our own conclusions about that. Of course, I'd forgotten that it was Annapurna. Of course it's Annapurna. Annapurna loved to churn out games that are for me. Games that are for me to play and have a good time. What's funny about Felix Kramer? You don't get it. You don't get it. For some of us, it's really funny. Oh, and then there's like a chapter select, so you could go do a specific one. Or do the 2012 demo. That's so fun. Well, I think this is basically the amount of stream time that I wanted to do. This has been a perfect game for today. For just like a nice little morsel of a game, a nice 1.5 hours. I'm really glad I picked this. So yeah, I think I'm probably just gonna wrap up the stream now. Next week I'll be back with Silent Hill 2. So I'm ready to be terrified. I can't wait. But this was nice. This was nice to have a bit more of like a chill break, like a not bad, not that Silent Hill be bad vibes, but like a nice to take a break between Final Fantasy X and Silent Hill with something that's just a bit more like wholesome, and that I can also wrap up in one sitting, because this technically means I've finished 2 games now in 2025 on stream, as opposed to the one that it had been. So, you know, given that it's June, that's an average of 1 game every 3 months. If you try not to think about the fact that if you do the maths like that, you assume this game took me 3 months. I was so brave yesterday and drove to and from the Magdalena Bay concert. That is very brave. How did you find it? That's, without giving locations or distances, that's a drive. That's hopefully a drive that went well and didn't feel too scary. I have a couple big drives coming up over the next few weeks, and I'm very nervous, so manifesting good drives for everyone. God, and I can immediately move this game to my past streamed games folder and remove from to stream. Oh, there are 5 hidden achievements. I wonder what I missed. Oh, I see. Interesting. the locked achievements are more about like completing the game in a certain amount of time or in a certain amount of moves of the like the tiles, which is cool. Because I didn't think of it like that, but I guess you're almost doing like a movement puzzle, where in theory I bet there is like a minimum amount of moves that you could possibly do. But I was just moving things around for fun. I was going crazy. Never driven to the city the concert was in. I did in fact get lost. That's reasonable though. If you've never driven there, I feel like sometimes it's like, I feel like it's very difficult to make the right turns all the time on unfamiliar roads. Got there eventually and the drive home was nice. That sounds nice. I'm glad that it worked out. And honestly, as long as you know, are mentally, like, you're mentally ready to get lost and have like a sat-nav redirect you, I imagine that it's not too scary. There were so many lanes, I imagine. I'm scared of lanes. I really am like a left lane hog, and I wish I wasn't. It's I get so nervous. I'm like, if I move out of this lane, I need to be 100% confident that I can get back into it when I need to turn off. And that makes me nervous sometimes. Oh, we're tightly packed this time around. Concert was so fun, but it was so warm. If it's a venue, if it's the venue I'm thinking of, yeah, it gets warm. It gets crazy. Concert venues do just get really warm. I think the only concert venues I go to that aren't insanely warm are like really, really big, very airy arenas, like, you know, like your really big central, like a massive London arena will feel like a good temperature. I think it's just because of all the space. And the second you cram that many people and that many lights and that many, like, you know, wires and electrics into one room, you end up with just an insanely hot room. Let's close the game. What a fun game. Oh, GOROGOA. It would be nice to have more of this, please. Create some more of them. Make a GOROGOA 2. The sequel. Oh, my past streamed games folder is actually like really big. It's got 39 games in it at the minute. And I think I've only got the ones in there that I finished, too. And okay, maybe when you think of it in the context of it's been 5 years and I only have 39 games in there, it's not that impressive, but, you know, there's also some games that I didn't finish. That I will never go. I'm never going back to Undertale. I'm never going back to Have a Nice Death. I can admit that. If they were actual games and not just digital nothings, I'd sell them. Check my Insta story, you'll see the view. Let me have a look. Let's see the view. Oh wow, you were very close to the stage. That's a good view. That's kind of similar to, like, that's a similar closeness as the last concert that I went to. The lights are very fun. That looks nice. Damn. I've never been good at queuing to get a good view at concerts. But also generally I've had, like, seating, and like balcony seating tends to most seats get a nice view no matter where you go. That's the view from my height. Yeah, you make a good point. Being 5'4" doesn't. Concerts are difficult. Everyone is taller than me, like everyone, all the time. And I swear people are just getting taller. Like, the amount of times that I meet someone that is shorter than me that isn't like a child, it's there's not a lot. I can probably count on one hand how many times that is a week, like, per person. Blue green's all very little, yeah. I think that there needs to be a better way. I think there should be some kind of rule that... No, because that doesn't make it fun. You know, I don't mean this, but I also kind of mean it. I think that if you are between, like, if you are less than 5'6", you should be guaranteed a spot in the first 3 rows without having to queue. It should just be that as you walk into the venue, they quickly like eyeball your height and they're like, okay, you're going to the front. You get the front. Because then you'd have a nice gradient and everyone would see better. As it is, sometimes even tall people can't see great, because if there's like a taller person in front of them, that taller person is, through no fault of their own, like ruining, like not ruining, but they are affecting the height gradient. And yeah, doing it this way would separate people by height, but I just think there should be an option. There should be an option. Like how I think that cinema screenings should have options for people that are loud. Like, there should be cinema screenings that are like, the 250 showing today, you know, don't go crazy, but you're allowed to talk. And I'd be going to those ones. I would be going for the talking. They send you to the front while gently patting you on their head. Well, you know, if they're just so much taller, it's hard not to, you know. They're aiming for more of like a go ahead, like a hand gesture, but their hand just kind of reaches head height, so it ends up just being like a go ahead. I wouldn't mind. If I got to get a good view without having to queue for hours, I'd take it. I wouldn't be mad. Right. I am going to end the stream, because I've got a little bit of packing to do. But thank you all for hanging out today. I really enjoyed playing this game. This felt like such a nice... It feels so nice and satisfying to finish a game, and particularly a puzzle game. So that was lovely. And I'm glad that I got to have another quick little game before we move on to Silent Hill 2, because, you know, even when Silent Hill 2 isn't nearly the same scope as Final Fantasy X, I still think it's probably going to take me a while. I just feel bad for any concert. Like, imagine Ori and I stood at the front of a concert. And you can't help it. And, you know, especially when you've queued. But it's like, there's got to be a better system, you know? Because, you know, you can't help being tall, but equally, I can't help being 5'4". And I kind of disagree with the idea, like, I just don't think there's a good way to do it, because I don't think it's necessarily fair that a person that camps out for longer gets a better view, because it's, like, a lot of concerts have, like, an accessibility queue, so if you really, really struggle with queuing for a long time, you can maybe get a pass to join, like, a shorter accessibility queue. But generally, like, at a certain point, it gatekeeps your ability to have a good view of a concert by your ability to suffer the longest. But the alternative would be that, like, concerts are more cordoned off. Like, there's a front row that you have to have a specific ticket into. But the only way they would control who gets that would be based on, like, payment, probably. And then that's even worse, because at that point, your ability to stand at the front is gatekept by your ability to have more money. So it's like, I don't know. Like, no wonder we haven't solved it. Because the only other alternative is that, like, everyone below a certain height should be given, like, a little stool to stand on. But that'd be such a fucking tripping hazard. If you've got a concert where, you know, every so often there's just a stool, people would be falling over left, right, and centre. The amount of fainting that happens at a concert because it's warm doubled because people would be falling off of stools. Seeing Lucy Dacus next month, and we're standing, and I just feel like we're going to be at the back of the room and accepting that. Yeah. As a I mean, it's difficult because you probably still have a better, like, angle because you're taller, but the second you're far back, you've got, like, a better, like, a worse... It's just not as good a view because you're further away. So it's tough. Have you all heard about the author of the Reacher books? Apparently he couldn't find work for the longest time and his wife teased him because he was so tall he could be a reacher at stores. That'd be a good job. Alternatively, short people are good at just, like... It's so much easier for us to, like, bend down to get stuff from the lower shelf. Because we're just already closer. Reach it by pretty short to you needs to be too as long as they reach low for me. Exactly. It's mutually beneficial, you know? I can reach the lower heights. Other people can reach the taller heights. We all just kind of figured it out. I've advocated seated, thankfully, because when I saw it last year, I've never seen a queue so bad. Yeah, some artists, I think, attract more of that as well. Not in a bad way, just I think some artists attract people that are particularly committed to queuing for a really long time. Like, I've been to concerts where people have been queuing for like 5 hours ahead of doors open. I've also been to concerts where people have been queuing for like an hour at most. Like, people showed up basically half an hour before doors opened and they just walked in. So sometimes it just depends on the artist, like a lot. And sometimes the venue. I've been to venues where doors open pretty early. So there tends not to be queuing because the doors kind of just open so early that it's like, it almost opens as like a walk around, have a drink. And nobody wants to stand there that long. Lucy Dacus will probably attract it, that is true. Magdalena Bay didn't really last year, but I feel like their popularity has boomed since November. Yeah, that makes sense. That just the queue times would increase with the popularity, because just the more popular an artist is, the more likely they then have more fans that want to queue for ages. Doors were an hour and a half for the act, so it was a lot of standing. Yeah, I hate that. Because I get it as well. Like, I get that when you do have a big queue, you kind of need doors open to be earlier so you've got time to get people in. And I also appreciate that even if doors opened half an hour before the first act, it just means there'd be a longer queue outside. People would still be queuing, they'd just be outside. So it's rough. I just think there's got to be a better system for all this. There just has to be. And I hate to say it's assigned seating, but it kind of is assigned seating. Because I feel like people don't show up as early to concerts or theatre shows where they have an assigned seat, because it's like, what's the point? I know where I'm sitting. I chose it. It's just then you get back around to the argument of suddenly the quality of your seat will be higher if it's more expensive. Like a more expensive seat, like a better seat will be more expensive, and then it's, well, you can't afford a good seat, so you get a really shit one, and then it's even worse. Started queuing at 6, doors were at 7, and then the show started at 8:30. I just couldn't handle it. I would really struggle. Honestly, I think sometimes for me it's just the I can't, like, 2.5 hours of like nothing time. Even with stuff to do on my phone, it's just like so. I really struggle. I find it really boring. General admission seating is fun. It's what both Ethel Kane shows have been. Yeah, I just like when there's seats. It's just nice. Because I don't always care where they are at that point. It's just nice to have them. What I hate is when you go to a concert where it's like assigned seating and you're on like maybe like a tiered balcony and people at the front stand up, which means that the next row stands up so that they can see. And you end up being that despite the fact that you paid for seating, everyone stood up because until the person in front of them sits down, they can't. So it's just a really fucked up chain, and I hate that. That really annoys me. Like, I get it. I get that for most people going to a concert, the fun is like the standing and the moving around, but also it's a seat. Sit in it. I want to sit in it. You know, someone that's in seating might not even be able to stand up. So the second everyone starts doing it, you've kind of fucking ruined it. And it really annoys me. I went to a concert a couple of years ago with my mum, and she was recovering from a really bad chest infection. Like, getting to this concert was, I think, the most movement she had done in like a couple of weeks. And we went to this concert and we had seating, and almost immediately the people in front of us stood up. And she really couldn't stand up for any like amount of time. And I think I eventually asked them, because there was some room to the left of them, and it wasn't their assigned seat, but there was room, like the seats weren't taken. And I asked them to just move, like, so that they weren't blocking our view, because there was also no one to the left of us. Like, it was perfect. If they just moved to the left, we could see. And, like, they were so mean about it. I think it's because from their perspective, they're just having fun dancing at a concert. And then, like, some crazy lady behind them is like, can you guys move to the left, please? And I like to think I said it politely. But they didn't like that. They did, but you know when you ask a person in public to do a thing and then they do it but they sound annoyed, and then for the next 5 minutes you see them like turning back to look at you and whispering? Yeah, it was like that. But it sucked. Had that at Hosier for a lot of the concert. It's like not even a concert you need to stand for. Standing wasn't even sold out. Yeah, that's the thing. You paid for seating. Seats are for sitting. And the second you stand up, it's like, you've just created this terrible knock-on effect now, and like it's gonna affect Rose back. Sorry, Mama Miller. She's mostly recovered from that. It was just annoying. They were just really annoying. Because they were like standing up and dancing for like the fast-paced songs. And then the second it was a slower song, they just sat down and talked to each other. So it was very clear that they, like at a certain point, they just didn't care about a good 25% of the songs. So it was like, just sit down then. Just sit down. Just sit down. People at Hosier concert just didn't take it. People behind us were like, we've all paid for seats, sit down. That's good. That's nice. I'm glad that it was pushed for, because I mean, the last concert I went to where everyone stood up, no one was doing anything about it. We all just stood up. And I was just like, Meg Bay, the vibe is standing, like it's all very high energy, yeah. But at that point, like as much as you can, get a standing ticket. Like, I just find it crazy to go to a concert where, you know, for the opening act and for the time before the act comes out, everyone's sat down in their seats, all happy and comfortable. And then the opener comes out and everyone stands as, like, the act comes out and everyone stands up as if that's something you're supposed to do. And it isn't, in my opinion. In my opinion, I'm correct. You're not supposed to stand up. It's not like, oh, the main artist is out, let's all get up. That's not how it works. You paid for a seat. So sit. It was all standing tickets, to be fair, even on the balcony, yeah. And I guess, you know, if a concert does that, that's fair. If everything is very clearly this is standing, you know what you're signing up for and you know what you're agreeing to. But the second you pay for seating, everyone just stands up. It's annoying. Other game was excellent for seated last year, so I'm hopeful for October. Yeah. I feel like most concerts, if people are paying for seating, they really do sit down. Like, I've really only had it at a couple concerts in my life that I've had seating and people have stood up. It's rare, but it is annoying. And that's why it's good to go to concerts with a seating vibe, because then people just do it. Right. I can tell I'm getting a little bit parched, so I am going to end the stream. I should be back next Wednesday with Silent Hill 2. So until then, enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend when it comes. And yeah, XOXO. Go piss, girl.